Success has a strange way of appearing in the lives of people who stop chasing distractions and start building themselves with intention. Most people spend their entire lives running after outcomes, hoping that one day the right opportunity, the right person, or the right moment will finally arrive and change everything. But the truth is, success is rarely something you chase down. More often, it is something you attract. What if success began finding you naturally and effortlessly? Picture opportunities seeking you out, doors opening without force, conversations aligning in your favor. Everything changes when you stop desperately pursuing and start becoming magnetic. Attracting success is not magic. It is mindset. It is discipline. It is clarity. And once you understand that, life begins to shift in ways most people never experience. The first thing that separates successful people from everyone else is clarity of purpose. Some people move through life with certainty, focused, steady, intentional. Others drift from one distraction to another, constantly second, guessing themselves, unsure of where they are going or why they are even moving. At first glance, it may look like luck or privilege, but look closer, and you will find something far more powerful at work. Clarity. Clarity is not a gift given to a lucky few. It is a decision. A mind clouded with confusion will struggle even on an easy road, but when your vision becomes clear, your movements gain direction, your actions become intentional. Your energy stops leaking into distractions. Success does not reward wishful thinking. It responds to certainty. The people who change their lives are the people who decide exactly what they want and refuse to drift away from it. They draw a line in the sand and say, "This is who I am. This is what I stand for. This is what I am building." That decision changes everything. History is full of people who began with nothing but vision. Before the success, before the recognition, before the applause, there was simply a choice to continue moving towards something no one else could yet see. That is what clarity looks like. Imagine a farmer standing in his field before sunrise. He does not sit there hoping for a miracle. He prepares the soil. He understands the seasons. He plants with intention because he knows the harvest belongs to those who work consistently, not those who merely hope. Your life works the same way. You cannot leave your future to chance and expect greatness to appear. You must cultivate your life deliberately. Ask yourself honestly, if nobody expected anything from you, what would you truly pursue? If failure were impossible, what dream would you commit to immediately? What vision keeps returning to your mind no matter how often you ignore it? Most people wait for clarity to magically appear, but clarity is built through action. It forms when you stop hesitating and begin moving. The fog does not disappear before you start walking. It clears because you keep walking. And once your direction becomes clear, distractions lose their power. Doubts begin to shrink. Opportunities appear because certainty itself becomes magnetic. The universe does not respond strongly to indecision. But when you know who you are and where you are going, people feel it. Opportunities begin to align. The world starts moving differently around you. Clarity is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. But clarity alone is not enough, because once you choose a direction, life will test whether you truly deserve it. That is where resilience begins. Anyone can smile when life is easy. Anyone can appear confident when everything is going according to plan. But true strength is not built during comfort. It is forged in difficulty. Real character is revealed when the road becomes uncertain, when plans fall apart, when disappointment arrives uninvited, and the future suddenly feels unclear. That is where most people quit. But that is also the exact moment where transformation begins. You do not become stronger by avoiding hardship. You become stronger by facing it directly. Struggle is not there to destroy you. It is there to remove weakness. It strips away excuses, procrastination, fear, and dependency until something stronger is left standing. Think about a massive oak tree standing alone through storms year after year. The wind bends it. The rain attacks it. Lightning strikes nearby. Yet every storm deepens its roots. The tree is not strong despite the storms. It is strong because of them. Life works the same way. Every setback is shaping you. Every challenge is building endurance within you. Every obstacle is asking a question. How badly do you want this? Because it is easy to pursue goals when excitement is high. But what about the days when your energy disappears? What about the moments when doubt whispers that maybe none of this is worth it? That is the real test. Success does not require perfection. It requires persistence. Resilience is the ability to continue forward, even when the emotional reward is gone. It is choosing to rise again after disappointment. It is continuing to move despite uncertainty. Most people spend their entire lives trying to avoid pain. But pain is often life's greatest teacher. Pain teaches patience. Pain teaches humility. Pain teaches endurance. And the people who learn from pain instead of running from it become almost impossible to break. That leads to another truth most people never fully understand. You will never rise beyond the opinion you hold about yourself. You can have talent. You can have opportunity. You can have intelligence but if deep down you believe you are unworthy, your own mind will sabotage your progress. Success is drawn toward confidence, not loud arrogance, but quiet certainty. The type of belief that says, I know who I am. I know what I am capable of. I know where I am going. Your brain listens carefully to the story you repeat every day. If you constantly feed it doubt, insecurity, and fear, it will shape your behavior around those beliefs. But if you feed it confidence, direction, and possibility, your actions begin to change. Belief shapes behavior. Behavior shapes outcomes. That is why some people walk into a room and instantly command attention without saying a word. It is not ego. It is inner authority. They trust themselves, and self-belief changes everything. When you believe in yourself deeply, you stop waiting for permission. You stop shrinking your dreams to fit other people's expectations. You stop apologizing for wanting more from life. You begin acting like your future. Now, here is something most people misunderstand completely. Passion alone is not enough. People love talking about passion because it sounds exciting. But passion is emotional, and emotions are temporary. Some days you will feel inspired. Other days you will feel exhausted, frustrated, and disconnected. If passion is all you rely on, eventually you will quit. Purpose is different. Purpose continues even when passion fades. Purpose does not depend on mood. Purpose remains steady through boredom, difficulty, and silence. Purpose is what keeps you moving when motivation disappears. Think about someone building a shelter during a storm. Rain is falling. Thunder crashes overhead. Every instinct tells them to stop. But if the shelter matters enough, they continue placing bricks one at a time. Not because it feels good, because it matters. That is purpose. And purpose creates endurance. The people who build meaningful lives are not the people constantly chasing excitement. They are the people committed to something larger than temporary emotion. It comes and goes like weather. Some mornings you feel unstoppable. Other mornings you feel empty. If your success depends entirely on motivation, your progress will always remain inconsistent. Discipline is different. Discipline shows up regardless of mood. It works quietly in the background. It continues when excitement disappears. It moves forward when nobody is watching. Discipline is choosing action over excuses repeatedly until productive behavior becomes identity. Imagine a man waking before sunrise every morning to chop wood. He does not wait to feel inspired. He does it because winter is coming and preparation matters. That is discipline. The people who change their lives are not necessarily more talented than everyone else. They simply learn how to continue working after motivation fades. They understand that repeated action creates momentum, and momentum eventually becomes transformation. At first, discipline feels difficult, but eventually it becomes automatic. You stop debating whether to take action because action becomes part of who you are. That is real power. And when discipline combines with persistence, extraordinary things begin happening. Persistence is one of the rarest qualities in the modern world. Most people start strong. They feel excited in the beginning. They announce their goals proudly. But the moment resistance appears, they disappear. A few setbacks, a little silence, a few failures, and suddenly they quit. Not because they lack talent, because they lack staying power. The people who ultimately succeed are often not the smartest or the most naturally gifted. They are the ones who refuse to stop. Persistence keeps going when nobody applauds. It continues when results are invisible. It survives long enough for progress to finally appear. Think about digging for water deep underground. You dig for days and find nothing. Most people stop there. But what if the water was only 2 feet deeper? Most breakthroughs happen right after the moment people decide to quit. Persistence is quiet faith in your future. And eventually persistence builds something greater than talent alone ever could. But your environment matters too. Your surroundings shape your thinking more than you realize. The conversations around you, the content you consume, the people you spend time with, all of it influences your mindset. If you constantly surround yourself with negativity, distraction, and limitation, eventually your ambitions begin shrinking to match that environment. But when you surround yourself with focus, growth, discipline, and purpose, your mind begins expanding. Environment is powerful. Even the smallest changes matter. A clean workspace, a focused morning routine, better books, better conversations, less noise, less distraction. These things seem small, but together they shape your identity. Protect your mental environment carefully because your future grows from it. And finally, understand the power of delayed gratification. Modern culture celebrates speed. Everyone wants immediate success, instant results, overnight transformation. But meaningful success rarely happens quickly. Anything valuable requires time. A seed planted today does not become a tree tomorrow. A masterpiece is not created in a weekend. Strength, wisdom, wealth, confidence, discipline. Most people give up because the reward is delayed. They stop climbing just before reaching the view. But the people who succeed understand something important. Patience is not weakness. It is strength under control. The ability to continue building without immediate reward separates leaders from dreamers. And perhaps the greatest lesson of all is this. Success becomes meaningful when it is built through contribution, not competition. The world teaches people to compete constantly, to compare, to dominate, to prove superiority. But real greatness is not about crushing others. It is about elevating others while elevating yourself. True success leaves people stronger, not smaller. When you begin asking, how can I help, instead of only, what can I gain? Everything changes. Contribution creates influence. Contribution creates legacy. Think about carrying a lantern through a dark village at night. Every lamp you light brightens. Not only someone else's path, but your own as well. That is how real success works. The people remembered most are not always the richest or most famous. They are the people who left others better than they found them. So as you continue building your life, remember this. Clarity gives you direction. Resilience gives you strength. Self-belief gives you courage. Purpose gives you endurance. Discipline gives you consistency. Persistence gives you momentum. Environment shapes your growth. Patience prepares you for success. And contribution gives your success meaning. Do not rush the process. Build yourself carefully. Strengthen your mind daily. Protect your purpose fiercely. And continue showing up long after others quit. Because one day, the results will speak louder than anything you could ever say. And when that day comes, you will realize something powerful. Success was never running away from you. It was waiting for you to become the person capable of carrying it.